Do you guys think it's insecurity if a guy cares about a woman's body count?
I think it
Yes.
can play,
Yes,
I think
it
it plays a
is.
huge role in insecurity, 100%.
Here, we'll just go around the table really quick. Start with you. Go ahead.
I think it can definitely play a big role in insecurity, to be honest. I don't know. Like, personally, I don't do relationships, like I said, so it never really mattered to me. I just don't, like...
You don't do
Try.
relationships?
No.
But do you, like, hook up with guys? Like,
No.
So you don't... Are you asexual?
For the last, like, 8 months, yeah.
Okay.
Me and my
All
little
right.
pink vibrator are getting it.
Oh.
We're doing awesome.
And
Best
me.
relationship I've ever been in. So, like, what was the question again?
The question is, do you think it's insecure? Because she mentioned insecurity. Do you think it's insecure if a guy cares about a woman's body count?
Yeah, I think it's insecure, but most of the time guys just, like, lie. So, like, I know it's just a lie. So
What do you mean?
they
What
lie
they lie
because
about?
they're insecure that their body count's so high.
No, I mean, do you think it's insecure for a guy to care about a woman's body count?
Oh, woman's body count.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it is insecure because, like, why would you care, like, she had, like, a different relationship with someone else before you maybe. Like, I don't understand that. Like,
Sure. What about you?
Yeah, I think it's pretty insecure. I personally don't have a high body count, but I don't care if you do. I would actually prefer a guy to have a high body count so he knows what he's doing in bed and he's done everything and knows exactly what he wants and has experience, because I don't personally, unless, you teach me. So I prefer him to have a high body count. I don't think that should be anything that's an issue between relationships, but I think it's definitely an insecurity if they're projecting that on you.
Okay.
Obviously, yes.
Yeah, you already said it. What
yeah.
about you guys?
I don't think they should care. I think that would be an insecurity.
So, okay, men should not care. You think it's insecurity. What about you?
I really don't know what to say on this because I personally care. Like, if a guy has a high body count, it kind of does bother me.
Sure.
I'll think about it, but I'm not gonna not talk to him or anything just because of that. It's not gonna be a reason why I'm like, I can't talk to you because you have 18 bodies. Like, it's not a huge thing, but it does bother me a little.
Okay.
I don't know if I'd say it's insecurity. I would say it's definitely selfishness. Like, just saying, like I said, why should you care what I do, yet if you have a high body count or whatever. So I wouldn't really say it's insecurity, but there's something wrong with it.
It's selfish for a girl, it's selfish for a guy to
It's
have a
selfish
preference for a girl with a low body count.
It's selfish for anyone to
like, care.
Yeah.
Basically.
To care.
To, like, care if your body count's, like, high or low because, like, you're just, like, insecure.
Yeah, I mean, I do
basically
understand why they would care. I mean, there's obviously safety, there's health stuff.
Yeah.
Which I, like I said, totally get. But if
It's
it's
just
all
weird.
done, if it's done safely, if it's done, and, like, there's some people who are like, I don't want a girl with a body count over 2. Like, dude, she's not living then. Like,
Yeah, that's stupid.
She's not living?
yeah, I mean, yeah.
There's a few maybe.
Yeah.
There's people that are just young like that.
All right. So, okay.
Oh, wrong. Wow.
No, it's haram.
Wrong. Or like whore, wrong. Like a whore and it's wrong. Okay.
No, haram. The Arabic, I think, right? Arabic? Okay, so
I didn't know it either, don't worry.
what you guys call insecurity, I call having a boundary.
Okay. But what
I
is
can
the
agree with
boundary?
that because
So what if the roles are reversed?
If a girl had a preference for a guy who wasn't promiscuous or who had a
So
low
say-
body count, I think that's totally fine.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. I think it
But
happens
then-
to be the case that women care far less than men about either current or past promiscuity. But if that was a woman's thing, she's like, maybe she had a low body count herself, and she's like, hey, I don't want to get with a player. I want to just get with a nice guy that isn't going to probably just fucking chuck me. I want a guy who's maybe more interested in a long-term relationship. And she might look at a guy who has a low body count as a metric for he's maybe more likely to commit to me. And I think guys certainly feel the same way.
Okay.
So I'll tell you you guys are, well, I'm a bit alone on this one here at the table, so don't jump in on me here. But yeah, I think body count matters. I think body count matters.
And for you, what do you consider a high or low body
Well,
count?
it
What would you
depends-
prefer?
It depends what her age is.
Why does the
Obviously.
age
Why
have
does the
21 to
age
do it?
matter?
What's a high body count for someone 21?
Well, high body count at 21.
Like if you're age 21 for a girl, like what's a high body count? Like out here for you, not like for like.
Well, California is
internet.
like a failed society, but
Not counting California, counting like yourself.
well, I think the West and the U.S. in general is kind of a failed society. But honestly, like, and some guys in the chat are probably going to say, Brian, even that's too high. But I think at 21, over 10 is definitely an eyebrow raise.
Wow.
Over 10 is an eyebrow raise. And honestly,
Do you
I think-
specify by girls or guys? Like, would you be mad at a girl if she had hooked up with, say, like 20 girls and 2 guys? Would that bother you
I'm
more or
not
less?
mad. It's not that I'm mad. It's just like a preference. Like if I find
Why,
out that
though?
a girl's like been really promiscuous,
Why?
or is, I'll get to that. If I find out that a girl either was or is promiscuous, it's just like, as someone who like, I'm not interested in just myself. I'm not interested in just running through a bunch of girls. Like, I value having a partner and like having a continuity in a relationship. So I'm going to look at that. If someone's just had a ton of partners, I'm going to think either why didn't the guys want to stick around, or why didn't she pick around? It says something about either something what she's looking for, or it's a kind of a reflection on her. And you mentioned the STD risk. There's certainly an STD risk. Dating is hard enough as it is. I'm not like trying to fucking handicap myself by getting herpes, and then it's hard enough like fucking dating, and then I have to disclose. Like, that's just, I don't want that to be fucking thrown into the thing. And it's just, I mean, there's other reasons. What was your question though?
I don't remember.
I think you're asking why does it matter, or what was it?
Like, what are your reasons? Like, why is that your boundary? Can you elaborate on why you have
Why
a
is
certain
it-
cutoff, and what makes you like?
Turned off by
Like what?
anything over that?
Well, I mean, I
Yeah.
I completely understand where you're coming from,
Yeah.
100%. Like, your feelings are completely valid, but just if you could elaborate a little bit more
Yeah.
on your own personal
Sure.
feelings.
Yeah, and first I would just start off by saying I don't have a double standard on it, insofar as if a woman's standard was also I'd prefer to not date a guy who has a high body count.
No,
I
I
think
get
that's
that.
fine. I think
I
that's
get
fine too.
that.
Yeah. So I would say let's see. So there's a couple reasons. So one, the STD thing. If someone's promiscuous or has been promiscuous, then there's a greater likelihood that they have an STD. And some STDs are asymptomatic, or you don't know. Also, like, I'm not like sleeping. I don't have a roster. It
Yeah.
doesn't interest me. I'm very focused on my business. I don't want the headache of dealing with like 5 chicks. So I would want reciprocity there too. I know that that's certainly not the dating meta. Like, most people nowadays are dating multiple people
Right.
at the same time.
That's
They're
just
sl-
gross.
I
They're
can't
s-
even
like-
find
well,
one
that's
I
the
like.
thing.
I'm married though, and neither one, this is crazy for us.
Yeah.
Neither one of us have asked for each other's body counts. That's
Okay.
just something that's not known in
Sure.
our relationship at all. And
Okay.
like, does it bother us if we know? It could probably alter the whole relationship.
if
but
you knew, or
not
that
alter,
if your
but,
husband
like,
knew.
it would play an impact on it, maybe.
A little closer to the mic.
It could play an impact. Like,
Sure.
it's just something we've never wanted to answer about that. just
Neither of
because
you have wanted to
neither
answer
one
it,
have
though.
wanted to answer the question.
Okay. So do you think your husband has a high body count?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. Okay.
I know my boyfriend does.
Well, I guess to me it's just kind of like it's like, and this might come off as a bit crass. It might come off as a bit crass, but the thought of sleeping with a girl who's simultaneously sleeping with another guy, to me, is just disgusting. The thought of
No,
having
I-
sex with a girl,
I can agree with
And
that.
but
Not
that's how people
disgusting,
move.
But I could agree.
like, that's how people move.
Right.
Like, people are hooking up with like multiple people at the same
oh,
time.
absolutely. The hookup culture that right now is insane. Like,
Yeah.
100%.
Look, I think you should be free to do whatever you want. I'm not trying to like control anybody, but just for me personally, like, if I was about to have sex with a girl and then she fucked a guy like 3 hours before, like, to me that's
I mean, that'd be gross too. If
It's
I was about to suck a
disgusting.
guy's dick and there's already another pussy on it, that'd be gross as fuck
Right,
too.
and I'm sure girls might feel
I
the
have the
same way.
grossest stories
course.
ever.
Yeah.
If you want to hear?
Don't.